Hi everyone. Today I'm going to tell you about the steps involved in becoming a pilot and the eligibility to become a pilot, as well as the eligibility to get a job and work as a pilot. Man has always wanted to fly high in the air since the beginning of time, but the human's dream to fly like a bird was not an easy task to do. Even still, with the advancement in technology in 21st century, it's a hard job to do. It is not as easy as it looks. One need to work hard to achieve the milestone of flight training. The training throughout the world is comprised of two parts. The first is ground school training, while the other one is flight school training. First of all, the question that comes in mind is that, should I become a pilot? The simple answer to this question is that it all depends upon your purpose to become a pilot. So, purpose to become a pilot is that it is reality that most of the students want to become pilots simply because they love flying. But here is a very important point that I want to make clear, that there is a huge difference between simply loving to fly and being passionate about flying. So the point is, if you want to come and advance in this profession simply because you love flying, then you should consider about recreational pilots lessons or maximally private pilots lessons. You should only go into this profession if you are really passionate about flying, as well as have presence of mind, good response time, enough intelligence to handle critical and extreme weather conditions while flying in the skies, as it is not as simple as it seems to be. But if you are really passionate, then keep in mind that there is nothing impossible in this world. By the way, this discipline is really unique and a very beautiful profession with awesome salaries. The steps involved in becoming a pilot, and tips and technical information for advancing in this field to become a really successful airline pilot. Step number 1. Obtain secondary school education. First of all, you must obtain a secondary school degree, means 12 years of education, with required subjects that are English, mathematics and physics with good grades. Step number 2. Flight academy or college education. There are a lot of flying schools or academies around the world where you need to get admission to learn flying. In these academies, first you need to get PPL, private pilot license, and then CPL, commercial pilot's license, or ATPL, airline transport pilot's license, with IR plus MER, instrument ratings, multiple engine ratings, and instructor ratings as well, where ATPL is the highest possible degree in aviation industry for pilots. Where frozen ATPL license is said frozen up to or less than 1500 flight hours. Above these hours, this becomes non-frozen. But still, you should keep in mind that some airlines ask for associates or bachelor's degree in aviation that you can get from any aviation college or university. But still, you can get a job in many other airlines in the world with the licenses that are mean as CPL or ATPL only. Step number 3. Gaining a pilot's license and its process. As keeping in mind that you have completed the ground school education as well as the flight school education with about 250 credit flight hours. Now it's your time to get CPL license or ATPL license with different types of ratings such as IRs, MERs and so on. So for this purpose, you again need to pass medical examination with first class medical certificate. As well as one need to pass different check rides to achieve the practical test standards, which is observed by an FAA or EASA or CAA certified instructors. Step number 4. Flight hours building. As it is certain that you need a minimum of 250 credit flight hours to get different pilot licenses, but this doesn't secure a good job for you in the world of competition. So to get a good job, that means to work as a commercial airline or transport pilot, you need much more experience of flight hours. That may be from 3000 to 5000 flight hours in major leading airlines in the world. For this purpose of building flight hours, people mostly get jobs as flight instructors, or other people work on other private charter planes to build their flight hours from 250 and increase them to 3000 or 5000 flight hours and so on. Now, Number of minimum flight hours that are, for example, 250 is proposed by licensing authorities. Step number 5. Additional licenses gaining and tests. As actually stated that a commercial pilot basically needs a CPL or ATPL with IERs and MERs. But as a professional pilot advances in its field and ranks in certain airlines, he or she may need some additional tests to pass. For example, in medical examination, one may need to pass hyperactivity disorder test if needed and according to its position etc. Also, additional licensing or testing may sometimes include phase 1 test and so on. And in some organizations, a candidate undergoes special type of psychological tests as part of their eligibility criteria to work as a professional pilot. Then there comes a point, eligibility. Eligibility to get admission in any flying training school from ab initio, that means from zero or no training. To become a certified commercial airline pilot, first of all, you need to get admission in a flying training school for private pilot's license, then commercial pilot license, and then airline transport pilot's license, ATPL, where ATPL is the highest possible degree in aviation field for pilots, which is initially frozen up to 1500 flying hours. The eligibility to get these licenses is that in most of flying schools around the world, you must be a minimum of 18 years old to get a commercial pilot license. Point number 2. You need to pass medical examination with first class medical certificate. Point number 3. You must have completed secondary school education, that means 12 years of education with subjects of English, mathematics and physics. As you need to pass an entrance exam including questions from these subjects followed by an interview in professional business level of English language. Point number 4. You must be very proficient in English language, particularly as told earlier. Note number 1. You don't need previous flying experience if you are starting from ab initio. Point number 2. You can get a good job by having the licenses as told earlier, but some of the airlines in the world ask their applicants for a job to have associates or a bachelor's degree in aviation that you can get from any aviation college after 12th grade or 12 years of education. Note number 3. If you have a background education of aerospace engineering or mechanical engineering or physics or computer engineering, then this can prove helpful during the ground school studies of any pilot's license. But keep in mind that this background knowledge is not necessary or compulsory to become a pilot. You can become a pilot after 12 years of education. Note 4. Just keep in mind that flight school education will be given to you by any of either FAA or EASA or CAA authorities. Job requirements and eligibility list. Point number 1. The applicant or candidate must have a minimum of commercial pilot's license, but having an airline transport pilot's license is preferable. Point number 2. Having a minimum of 250 credit flight hours experience with instrument rating, multi-engine ratings and instructor ratings. Point number 3. Having good English communication skill with ICAO given grade of minimum of 4 out of 6 level, where ICAO means International Civil Aviation Organization. Here point to notice is that pilots are required to demonstrate operational level 4 language proficiency in the use of both ICAO phraseology and plain language. Point number 4. Passing a written examination. Passing a written examination that includes number 1. Safety information test, number 2. A skill test of check rights, and much more that is observed by a certified instructor by any aviation authorities. Number 3. Also keep in mind, the candidate again need to pass medical examination with first class medical certificate under supervision of FAA or EASA or CAA registered doctors. So that's all you need to get a basic job of, for example, a flight instructor. So at the end, keep in mind that it is obvious and clear that you have undergone a long process of gaining licenses, medical examinations, and so on. Now it's time to enjoy your career as a commercial airline or transport pilot. But as you know that to really enjoy this opportunity, you need 3,000 to 5,000 flight hours experience at least, as stated earlier. So carry on and it's time for your best of luck in future. Be a good pilot. Additional knowledge about pilot salaries. If we consider the whole globe, then the average salaries may range from 48,000 to 200,000 USD per annum. Keep in mind that this figure is approximate and for general information only. An important point to note. If you are stuck in selecting a flight school or you need a good job, then me with my team may help you free of cost. For more information, read the bottom of the page or contact us.